Hi, how you doing? It's Aaron. Today I'm going to teach you how to test your alternator. Let's say if you're having some problems with your electrical system and you don't know if it's your battery or your alternator. In this video I'm going to show you how to test your alternator. Now the first thing that we need to do to test the alternator is verify that our battery is good. I did make a video on diagnosing a battery and things to do with battery cables and such, so go ahead, check out the video in the subscription just to make sure your battery is good first. Now, before we begin any testing, we need to make sure that we have at least 12 volts within our battery. Recommend going out and getting yourself a voltmeter. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn the voltmeter on to volts and select DC, which is direct current. A fully charged battery is going to have 12.6 volts. Now this vehicle has been sitting around for a while, and as you can see I'm right at 12 volts. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to charge the battery for about 15 minutes just to make sure the battery is fully charged. Some symptoms of a bad alternator may be you got a battery light on your dash, your headlights not being real bright, maybe they're dim, slow cranking, no cranking at all, or maybe your vehicle just shut off when you're driving. So those are some of the things that you might be experiencing with a bad alternator. I got this old pickup truck just because it's easy to get to the alternator. It's easy to get to all the wires and the battery cable. But these principles apply for all vehicles with a 12-volt charging system. Now that our voltage is up to where I like it, this is just about fully charged, almost, not quite. I'm going to go ahead and start the vehicle. And what we're going to be looking for is a rise in voltage, where we're going to go from 12, and we want to be anywhere between 13.2 and 14.6. Anything below 13.2, you're looking towards a weak battery or even a weak alternator, and you're going to have to do some further diagnosis. Anything above 14.6, and that's going to be pretty hard on the battery, and your alternator is going to be actually overcharging the battery. In most modern alternators, there's a built-in voltage regulator, which should keep the voltage down below 14.6 volts. So that's definitely something to look for. So let's go ahead and start it up and see what we get. All right, now we have 14.2. That is perfect. Right where you want to be. Right now we can see that the alternator is in fact supplying power because we saw the rise in voltage. All right, now that we've confirmed that we have charging voltage at our battery when the engine is running, we know that our alternator is properly charging our battery, so that's good. But let's say you're not and you don't have any charging voltage. It stays below 12 volts or right at 12 volts when it's running. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your test lead of your voltmeter and come to the back of the alternator. Might be on the side right here, but might be on the back. This one is on the back, and you're going to want to touch this lead. This lead has a battery cable that goes directly to the back. This is the battery cable that runs to your battery. So go ahead and touch this right here when the engine is running, and you should see 14 volts, 13 volts. You shouldn't see normal battery voltage at 12 volts. If you do, we know we have a bad alternator or a bad fuse for the alternator. I've seen many misdiagnosed alternators for a bad fuse. All it is a fuse that goes, the small wire excites the alternator, it's fuse power. So if that fuse is broken, replace that fuse and retest your alternator. One more obvious thing that I should say, I've had many vehicles come into the shop where the customer has a dead battery, maybe the vehicle won't start, and I see the belt is off. The belt's broken, the belt came off, something happened to it to where it's not there anymore. Obviously, if the belt's not on your alternator anymore, then the alternator can't spin. If the alternator can't spin, you can't charge your battery. So your vehicle is solely running off battery power, and there's nothing replenishing that power. So when the battery power runs out, your vehicle is no more. If you do go and you go to place your probe of your voltmeter on the back of the stud right here, be careful because there should be live voltage. So make sure you're not touching anything else that'll ground this battery cable out, and that'll cause some serious problems. So go ahead, touch the back of that, and we should be reading 12 volts on our meter. If you are not reading at least 12 volts at the back of this stud, we have two problems. You have either a bad wire, so this wire that jumps from here all the way down, and it comes across all the way down to our battery. There's either a break in this wire, there is a fusible link on this vehicle, so your fusible link could be bad, or you have simply a bad connection. Working at O'Reilly's back in 2010 through 2011, I saw so many vehicles come in, customer wanted their battery changed out. All it was a simple loose connection. Next, we're going to do a voltage drop on our ground side. Go ahead and take your positive lead of your voltmeter, connect it to the ground side of the battery. Go ahead and go to the case. These alternators are case grounded, so go ahead and go to the case, and you should see no voltage at all. Very, very little. About 0.3 is the theory behind what is too much and too little. So if you see 0.3, you're gonna have a ground issue. So check your cables, check your body grounds. You can go to your engine block. If you go to your engine block, I know you can't see that too well, but I'm on a bolt of the intake manifold. We should see just about nothing, which is good. Oh, there you go. It was on a little dirt. So now we know our grounds and our positives are good. Obviously, if you have a bad ground, that does need to be addressed. It could be causing your alternator to act up or not cause the proper charging voltage to your battery. One other quick test that we should do here is a voltage drop test, and what this is going to do is it's going to confirm that we have good continuity between our grounds and good continuity between our battery voltages, so or B plus if you will. So go ahead, get your voltmeter back onto DC voltage, connect your red lead to the positive side, and connect your ground lead actually to the stud on the back of your alternator. And what you should see is very little or nothing. If you do see anything above 0.2 millivolts, you have an issue. You have a break in voltage. You have a voltage drop within your battery cable. So that's something that you're gonna have to address. You should see nothing. Now, obviously, if I take this and hook it to ground, we should see battery voltage, which is what we do. So again, do that again, and 0.1 to 0. That's good. So all this is really is a low-tech way of testing your alternator with a simple voltmeter. Anybody can use a voltmeter that's relatively easy. I know there is better ways to test your alternator, but this is something the weekend warrior can do in 5 minutes, and somebody who's looking maybe to save some money on a mechanic bill can definitely do this. So if you guys have other ways that you test your alternator, let me know. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, please like and subscribe. That always helps me out. And make sure to leave something in the comment section. Let's start a little conversation about how you guys do things. Take care until next time.